The honeymoon stage for FC26 is over. When I go on Twitter, my feed is just loaded with nothing but negative comments about the gameplay. And it brings me some kind of joy because I've been fighting this for so long, since I can remember. I've been telling you guys something is not right with FIFA. You can't go from playing beautiful football one game, in the next game you can't even move. Your players don't even know how to attack an open space. Your defenders are on ice skates. They're just sliding everywhere. Your opponent is running, they cut, and when they cut, you are trying to also cut with them. But when you cut, your player keeps going. And then it stops. By the time your player stops, your opponent, Pina, whoever it is already gone. That's just inconsistent gameplay. And it seems to me that it like takes turn. It's kind of weird, but when I'm playing, it's almost like, okay, I have good gameplay now. I turn off the console, or turn off the PlayStation, turn off whatever, the PC. I come back on later, an hour, 2 hours later. You know, I get a few rivals games in to get the blood flowing, you know, to get warmed up before I go into champs. I go into champs, can't move. Meanwhile, 2 hours ago or a day before, I won 9 games in a row, and then I come back the next day and it's like you can't move. You don't even recognize your team. The tactics are wrong. You think the formation is wrong. You think you want to sell these players. I just don't know how EA is going to fix it, because this is getting ridiculous. At some point I'm thinking this is not server related, because I tend to test things a lot. I tend to track things a lot, and there's no way I get on a Friday and play during content time. I'm telling you, from like, my content hour is about 1 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock, whenever the time changes. And then I'll play within the high peak hours. I would play 4 or 5 games, mainly rivals. And then after that, it's smooth. It's just purely smooth football. You're enjoying yourself. Even when you're losing and conceding weird goals, you're okay. You're not angry because you did whatever you could and the game responded to your command. But when you're losing and you know what your opponent is going to do and you try to prevent it and you can't prevent it because you're being restricted, bro, that makes anybody go crazy. Okay. And then there are times where I log on when there's nobody on, like literally, like I don't like to sleep early, so I could be up 3, 2, 4 a.m., even 5 a.m. testing the gameplay, rivals, champs, don't matter what it is. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. And I'm like, how is it this heavy? There's nobody on. There's no way people are on. And the way I kind of like judge that is like nobody's on. I usually go on the transfer market. I see the transfer market amount. I also go on like seasons and I check the number of players that are online. And I'm also assuming that everybody's pretty much sleeping around that time. So why would there be anybody playing at this time? And the gameplay is just so heavy. So is it server related, or does it like alternate? Does it give you like priorities to different zones? Like this zone is going to get good gameplay while this other zone is just, does it like, I don't understand, like what does it do? Because I have people in my group chat that are from California, and it's weird because when their gameplay is smooth and they tell me, yo, the gameplay is so smooth right now, it's so good, and when I go get on, I can't even move. I can't even pass the ball. My players just feel weird. You know, I feel like I'm restricted. I can't sprint. I feel like EA disabled my sprint. I feel like EA disabled my play styles, because everything I'm trying to do, my interceptions, everything is delayed. And it's not just that, on top of it, like the input delay is like next level too. And I'm not saying that FC26 is like a bad game. I think it's a very good game compared to what FC25 was compared to FC24 and 23. I think it's an amazing game, especially what they've done with the dribbling, the left stick, all that stuff is great. I don't mind the Fidget spinner and all that. That's, you know, that's stuff that's responsive. It's just we're going back again to the inconsistency of the gameplay just being inconsistent. Every time you get on this game, you play a different version of FC. And that's gonna drive people crazy over time. Like, I'm at the point where I have no passion. Earlier today was today's Sunday, and this afternoon I went like on a 7-win run in champs. And after that I was like, well, I gotta get off because I gotta go do other things. So when I got off and then I came back 2 hours later to play, and before I hop on champs, I make sure that I play a few rivals just to get the team going and everything, blood flowing, because once you go into champs it's very sweaty and all that. Rivals is sweaty too, but at least it's not a tournament, and in rivals, you lose. So I get on rivals, delayed. I can't move, can't play. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just rivals, but at least I got warmed up, and I'll hop on champs anyway, even though I know you need to not play because rivals was really bad gameplay. So what's gonna be different for champs? I know they're on different servers supposedly, right? So I go on champs and it's the same thing. I can't move, I can't do anything, and then sometimes I'll win, right? And I'll barely win, I'll barely scrape by and win the game, and then I'm like, I should hop off. You need to get off this game, because if you play, you're gonna lose the next one. And guess what? I'm like, you know what? I won the game. I know it wasn't that bad, whatever. And I'll play it, and then EA matches me up with somebody. Maybe they're not like the most skilled player, like good wise, and somehow everything is just sluggish. Everything is just unplayable, input delay, and you're shooting and you're hitting posts and you're shooting and the keeper's blocking everything. And it's like, okay, so is that person playing on Wi-Fi? Is that person not have the best connection? Am I being punished for having a great connection and they don't have a good connection? So it's like lag compensation again. I just don't understand it. There are times where I can't even play people that are like in Miami or whatever, and I'm messaging them after. I'm like, yo, where are you connecting from? And they're like, yeah, I'm over here in Miami. I'm like, what? How they're in Miami and we're like literally like 45 minutes apart from whatever these servers, and we can't even have good gameplay. So there's like so many variables. At times I feel like there's something coded within the game itself that just keeps us engaged in a way. It will randomize something where it gives us this type of gameplay, and then the next one it restricts it. It's kind of like we're playing squad battles with sliders. That's what it pretty much feels all the time. And speaking of squad battles, there are times that I get on squad battles and squad battles does not feel the same way. Squad battles also delay. Like, how am I experiencing delay in squad battles? Like, let that sink in for a second. There are times where I get on squad battles and I have delay. There are times I get on champs, I'll play on champs, and everything is like super sluggish and everything, and I'm like, let me go check this. So I go in squad battles, I play a game, and my guy is just running. The animations are beautiful and everything, and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like I said, I track every single thing. I used to think that Mondays were my best days in terms of like connection, because supposedly I read that every Monday EA flushes out the data centers. So I was like, for a while there, if I believed it, because every time I played on Monday, the gameplay was really smooth, but there was a lot, like even more sweats. Like everyone, for some reason, I felt like played on Monday. But even knowing that everybody played on Monday, like all the good players, it was really good gameplay. And I also felt the same thing about Tuesday. And then Wednesday is really bad. Thursday was really bad. But then for some reason, FC26 Thursdays are actually smooth. And it's kind of weird because everyone is trying to like Thursday night before the rewards, like that 2 hour period, everyone is on just trying to get some games done, right? So that they can get some rewards. And you would think that it would be really, really slow and sluggish, but it isn't. It's very smooth, very fast gameplay. There's also a time on Saturday, or it wouldn't be Saturday, it would be like Sunday, and it would be like a couple of hours, sometimes an hour before squad battles reset. And this is something I always know because it's always during the time where squad battle is going to reset. 1 to 2 hours. Gameplay is flawless. When I tell you flawless, it feels like I am playing at a LAN tournament. I don't know if you ever played at a LAN tournament, meaning a tournament where you're like right next to your opponent and everything is just you know, amazingly responsive. That's how it feels every single time. 1 to 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours before squad battle resets, before the rewards. The gameplay is just beautifully smooth. I never understood why, and maybe that's something that needs to be researched, but everyone is talking about it. I am so happy that all these content creators are finally realizing it and they're finally coming out and saying it. The only person that I can remember that has been consistently mentioning it has been Inception, and the reason why I followed him and I subscribed to him is because I relate it to what he's saying. And me and him kind of like, we could watch footage and we can tell if they're experiencing bad gameplay. Every time I watch Nick, because I watch all the content creators, you know, I just leave it in the background or I listen to them while I'm working and stuff. And there are times where I'm watching their footage and I'm like, or whatever, their video, and I'm like, well, they're like going crazy and raging, and why is this not working? Why is this? And I'm obviously looking what the problem is that they're experiencing inconsistent gameplay. And there's so many different versions of inconsistent gameplay that a lot of people don't realize which version of the game that they're playing. There's like input delay, there's animation, inconsistent animations. It affects like the stats. I would think play styles, the timing. There are times where, like I said, my sprint feels like it's delayed. Not delayed, but like my opponent feels faster than me when we should either be equally fast or I should be faster than them. And I know there's the lengthy, they're explosive, but bro, like when I'm literally feel like restricted, like I cannot run, when I know my player runs faster than they're running, it's really bad. Picture you being at the beach. Okay, somebody's running next to you on the sidewalk, and then you're running in the sand at the beach. Which one do you think is going to be faster? The one at the beach is my gameplay, and I have a fiber optic 1 gig connection, and it's not even your connection. They say sometimes that it's the ISP that you have. Some ISPs are better than others. Some ISPs connect better to the servers compared to other ISPs, but I find that hard to believe, because how can you have a 3ms? It literally shows that I have a 3ms. Maybe the ping is lying to me, but it shows 3ms, and the gameplay just feels horrendous. So I don't know, guys. The honeymoon is over. I feel like my passion is dying. If it wasn't for, like, I don't know, Evos and you wanting to try out your favorite cards, your favorite players, if it wasn't for real live football where you just finished watching your team play and you want to kind of like recreate what you just saw, the tactics, you know, in real life, you want to bring them into FIFA. If it wasn't for like tactics, like I said, if it wasn't for like formations and trying out your favorite player, like I think I would be done with this game, bro. Like football is just keeping it alive for me, because there's really nothing else. Wherever you go is just worse, you know. It's either the same or worse. There's nothing else better than FC. In my opinion, there's nothing else better than FC. So I've even stopped streaming. I streamed so much last year. I hardly stream anything. And the reason why I stopped streaming is because this gameplay is so inconsistent. Yes, I could stream and just have fun with people, but it's so frustrating when you're trying to explain to people what you're going through and they don't realize it, because the capture card is showing something else. The capture card is capturing everything and showing it to you nice and fluid and smooth. But what I'm experiencing on my end, that's not smooth. You know, if I'm pushing a button and it is registering seconds later, that's a big issue. This game is all about reaction time and surprising people and fast. And when you can't do that, especially the way I play, because you can get away with it if you play slow, you know, and the gameplay slow, you can get away with it. You know, you can get away with bad gameplay, but most of us don't play like that. It's a video game. We just want to, you know, tiki-taka passes, move around, and we think, some of us even think the move three steps ahead, 3 passes ahead of time before it even happens. We're already thinking how we're gonna do it. And sometimes when we can't do it, the game is like holding us back. That's an issue. Anyway, guys, I know this was a longer video and I just wanted to share my thoughts and what's going on. And you know, the honeymoon is over. Okay, I still believe FC26 is a better game of FC25, but the honeymoon is over. I don't know what EA can do from here. I know on PC we're having a lot of issues with different small little things, like they're just quality of life things that I don't understand how this company, like, do they even test anything? Do they just code things, patch it, and then send it out without even testing it? Because that's the other thing. They'll release a patch to patch a patch to fix another patch from patch, all the patch. They like patches on top of patch. Like one patch gets released that breaks another patch that broke the other patch that we had the other. I can go on and on and on and about all the different things wrong with this game. But ultimately, yes, when the gameplay is good, we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun playing it when the gameplay is responsive, when the gameplay is good. And I don't mind losing games. I don't mind losing games at all. If my opponent made a beautiful pass and played beautiful football, even if they like ran down the wings and did a cutback and scored, I'm okay with that, because if I know that I did whatever, if I did my best to control my defender and the game responded to it, I'm okay conceding that goal. Do you understand what I mean? But it's like when you're restricted, when you feel like you have a handicap, is the part that drives people crazy, you know, till this day. And I could understand if we're having the same issue like with other video games out there. The fact that you can play, I don't know, 30 versus 30, 20 versus 20, 40 versus 40, I don't know, 60 versus 60 in a shooter, and you can't do this on FC and lag, it's just insane to me. Like, what is it that EA put in the code that is driving us crazy? I think ultimately, especially for the PC community, I think we should all stop playing the game. Maybe even better, we should all uninstall the game and go play something else meanwhile and see how EA responds. Maybe console should do the same thing too. Just uninstall the game and see what happens. Somebody needs to start a movement. Somebody big, okay, big. Nepenthes, I don't know, Nick, Nick RTM. You guys need to do something. You need to do something big so this company wakes up. We need to all uninstall the game, especially for PC, and see what happens.